Check.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to episode 43 of the Everything's Everything podcast, right? I'm your host, Stefan.
It's your boy, Jiggy.
And thank you guys for tuning in again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, listen, we got a lot of comments from our last episodes via social media, TikTok, Instagram. Hey, y'all check the bio. The TikTok is in there. The Instagram is in there. Mm-hmm. We're trying to grow and expand, and we're going to be replying to some comments this episode. And we thank you guys for tuning in again. And please hype this video if you can. Like this video. Share this video. It does great for the channel and helping us grow and build engagement. And with that being said, bro, Jiggy, how you been?
Yo, bro, I've been good, bro. This has been a good week. You know what I mean? Trying to get back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You know those weeks when you go in the gym, you're still like a little fatigued. Like, I gotta push myself. It's one of those weeks for me. Even after I leave here, I gotta go to the gym and push myself. But that's what it's all about, man.
That was me Wednesday night. I was like, I broke myself out of that mentality of like, not every workout's gonna feel like bang, you know what I'm saying? I'm lifting the heaviest or I'm getting these shots up and knocking everything down. Sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth and get through it. And my goal is to work out 2 to 3 times, not even 2 to 3, 3 to 4 times each week. Yeah. I've gotten 2 in so far. I'm gonna get another workout in tomorrow. So I'm feeling good, bro, and I'm right there with you because I was definitely feeling a little bit fatigued in the gym. And we all natural, man. We don't be doing no pre-workouts, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
We get up, drink a little water, and take our butt to the gym.
Bro, I be dead hungry in the gym, feeling like, bro, and then but it feels like the best afterwards. Though.
Yeah, when you get through it, yeah, man, and it takes the pressure off your mind because like the days you don't go to the gym, you sit there and like, dang, bro, I could have gone to the gym or I didn't go to the gym. I'm about to sit here and feel lazy as hell. But, man, without being said, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. And this week was an interesting week.
Yeah.
Especially if you were a business owner in Little Haiti. People have this thing, right, where they think that their votes won't affect them or, like, they think that the people in power don't have like a say or a force in their life. And one person this week found out just how real it can get when you vote against your interests. So I have this queued up for us real quick. We're gonna let this soundbite play for a little while. All right, y'all. Y'all give me one.
Voted for Donald Trump. I voted for Donald Trump.
The Chef Creole restaurant in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood is typically bustling with customers. Not today.
People are scared.
Owner Wilkinson Sajor says it's not just the clientele. After 34 years in business, he's lost his entire management team at 7 locations and will likely have to shut down 2 stores due to the end of temporary protected status.
The end of TPS means for me that my future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent.
On Sunday, federal officers made an immigration arrest outside one of his restaurants.
What would you say to the president that you voted for?
He sold to me that he is a businessman and that he will be making business decisions.
Do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. I voted for
man. This is very layered, y'all. Bear with us. But like I'll just start by saying, you play stupid games, you will win stupid prizes.
Facts.
Jiggy, do you want to go first on this one?
Well, no, but actually, bro, I want to hear what you have to say first on this one.
Okay, where do I begin? I don't want to soundbite y'all to death because he has done a lot of interviews, and I've been telling you this is one of those moments where, like, if anybody in his life loved him, should pull him to the side, hey, shut the hell up, stop talking, because you're digging the grave, deeper and deeper and deeper. And he went on in other interviews to say, like, the reason why he hired illegal immigrants versus, U.S. citizens, he said Americans are lazy. Now, people were arguing online if he's directing that at Black Americans or not. And no, bro, you hired illegal immigrants because more testimonies and people who worked for him came out and said he was not paying us a fair wage. You were being exploitive. You were exploiting these people because they didn't have their papers together, and you were going for cheap and not even treating them like citizens. That's why you didn't do it. It had nothing to do with American. They're not going to work for pennies. If you hire such, you know what minimum wage is. You know you can be brought to the Better Business Bureau if you're not paying people a fair wage and what's dictated. You know, if it's $15 and you're paying someone $11.50, $10, maybe less. You know what you're doing. You know what you're trying to maximize, which is just your profit margin. You're greedy. That was one thing. Second thing, Donald Trump is on so many records talking about how you, sir, are a Haitian man. He talked about y'all, eating cats and dogs, and this wasn't even in Ohio. I said, dang, I didn't even know they had Haitians in Ohio. Shout out to my Zoes in Ohio. I'm a Florida boy. No stranger to, the Haitian community down here, right?
Yeah.
Blatant racist things. He called your country a piece of shit. He's on record telling you how he feels about you. Somehow you thought that because you're a businessman and you think Trump's a businessman, despite a lot of his business is actually failing, you thought he was going to run this country like a business. But did you ask yourself, what exactly is the business? What's the business culture? What's the business model? Now, what if the business is using your people as fodder? What if the business is exploiting the American people? I don't want to be a part of that business. I don't want him being the boss of that business if that's what he's bringing to the table. But yet you voted for him. And I had a debate with somebody this week, and this was a funny debate because I was talking about taxes and the sale of the Lakers team.
Yeah.
He got sold. The owner for the Dodgers bought it for $10 billion, sold it to Bob Iger and one other person for $12.5 billion. So I said, what should the tax be on that $2.5 billion profit? And we got into a whole big tax debate, which I'll spare you guys. I'm on the side of taxing the 1% a lot more and stop putting the burden on the working class people. But he said, you know what? At the end of the day, because Stefan, I know you can wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire and you're not gonna be. I was like, no. If I wake up tomorrow and I'm a millionaire, I'm still me.
Yeah.
I know how I feel. I'm going to always do. If I have more to give, I have more to give. It's fine. If you got to tax me more, if I got to pay more taxes, it's fine. I'm not going to complain about it because I'm sure my life is fine. I'm sure I could probably afford it. I'm not going to feel it. You know what I mean? If it was like a tax where like you're taking like 95% of my million, then obviously that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It would make no sense. But if I'm going from 5% to 10% or 10% to 12%, I don't care. But there's this idea, there's this lie that people want to hold on to and feel like, well, I came here and I'm a businessman, or like this, like it's classism, which classism is a product of racism. Yeah. All right, the class that you're in does not make you less black. It doesn't separate you from your heritage or your people or anything like that. Stop thinking that because you're in a different quote unquote class that you're somehow better than the people who look like you, bro. Because that's what it is. At the end of the day, that's what you wanted to other yourself. And you thought that you were some businessman. Like, first of all, I do got one other clip, but I'll save it for maybe a little bit later. But I'll just take a quote from the clip where he said, "The type of tax benefit that would go towards someone like that isn't an owner of 3 restaurants. It's like CEO status.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like upper 1%. Like, it got nothing to do with you. And now here you are, where you're actually directly affected by your vote in a negative way. And it was such a dumb decision, and it's such a short foresight and a selfish one. And now you're being affected by it because in real time, lives are being changed. It wasn't just his restaurant. I can tell you, I can't put no one's business out there, but I know businesses that had not just Haitian, but Jamaican, some Cubans, a lot of people who were benefiting from the temporary protective status, who left jobs, and people were scrambling to find people to hire.
Yep.
And needed to fill spots, and people their kids not going to school. There was more ICE agent sightings in South Florida. There was a man who had legal papers who didn't have it on, and they stopped him just because of whatever reason. And they got the whole thing on video recording, and the lady's talking to him in Creole and saying, "Hey, tell me your family's name." And thankfully, they were able to go bring his papers and get him out of custody to show that he was here legally. But this is a type of nonsense that we signed up for. Not we, but people like him signed up for.
Yeah, you know, one of the things too is it's one of those situations like we even talked about last week where an imported business comes in, right, and it doesn't help the community that it's in. It's just there. It's making money, whatever the case is. It's not paying the wages that they're supposed to pay, right? Which is not helping understanding what people should be getting paid as far as the people working there, right? And so you import this business. You don't go by the standards, right? You don't do what you're supposed to do, right? And you don't want to be held accountable for not doing what you're supposed to do, right? But you still want a president to support your business in that aspect, right? You have Americans here, right, that it's hard for most of them to get jobs or get jobs that actually pay them well, or even pay them the actual amount that they're supposed to get paid, and you're just part of the problem. Right? So, you know, there it goes again, down here in South Florida, where you have one of these businesses that is not looking out for the economy itself, but more looking out for their self, just like you said, right? Like selfish, that type of mindset. And now you want help. You want help. How would we help? Right, because we wouldn't be helping like the economy there indirectly. We would be just helping you directly. You know what I'm saying? And things like that need to start going away so we can have more community-based businesses, even if it's nonprofit or profitable businesses that we can that the business and the money can flow through, so we can see other businesses flourish. Right, and that's how it usually works with economics in certain aspects. Right, so yeah, you can't put a stop on that. Right, and I don't know. It just feels like people today, they want, you know, like the recognition, or they want people to not hold them accountable, right? But they don't want to do the things that they have to do to get that standard, right? Like we talked about Dr. Cheyenne, right? And that type of situation, right? And we talking about this dude right here, but they still like, oh, you're wrong, and they telling us wrong. I'm like, at a point, and we had other conversations, like, I just feel like at a point, the tide had turned, and we're just living in a delusional world at this point.
It is.
And the arguments are not the same.
Very delusional world.
And I don't know if it's just coming up now because the cameras and everything is here, but it's like it's like life is this, right? We live our life is this. It makes sense. And then you look here, and it's like people are living in this old delusional world, and when they get called out about it, they're like, what? Hey, what are you talking about? It makes sense. You shouldn't do this to me. And it's just like, I'm glad it's stopping. I'm glad the delusions are being brought to surface so we can clear them out.
We need to.
You know what I mean?
You know, on a spiritual standpoint, man, you know, you might have heard this term where it says like, confusion is the language of the devil, lying is the language of the devil. Yeah. And I was really thinking to myself this week, like, we're living in that. Like, we live in a world of chaos. We live in a world where there's not clear lines being defined. Everybody isn't trying to find this interpretation, this reach, this reimagining, you know, and it's like people to the point of like people are being like devoid of facts. Like they don't even want to acknowledge something that should be concrete, you know? Like you'll have someone sit here and tell you 1 + 3 isn't 4 and try to do it with a straight face, and you're looking at them like, what? Like, you know, and you know, that's even been my thing with people who like love conspiracy theories. I'm like, don't get me wrong. You understand the conspiracy the conspiracy part of that, but do you understand the theory? You know, a theory is not a fact. Can you acknowledge the theory is just what you think? It's like an idea. A fact is something that is proven. You know, like you walk outside, the sun is in the sky. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make it up. But there's people now that'll tell you, well, the sun really isn't in the sky. It's that we're flipped upside down. So, you know, and I'm sitting here like, all right, bro. Like I had someone try to tell me about an ice wall. I said, bro, I watched Game of Thrones too. And I can tell you, it's not an ice wall. And usually those people aren't well-traveled. Like someone was talking about like flat earth. I said, bro, I can promise you, like you can literally do this. Book a plane ticket to China. Just get a window seat.
Yeah.
And you can quite literally see the sun coming over the curve. There's other parts of science that can show you. Like when you watch a cruise ship sail away, it's not because it's like so far that you can't see. It's because it's gone over the curve and it's no longer visible. And the last thing, my guy, is very simple. Take a sheet of paper, put a light on top of it. If it's flat, how do you explain light time? Would it, like if I just shine a light on a flat piece of paper, a flat surface, how does it then rotate to create light? Will we not be stuck in either perpetual light or darkness? Simple questions. But back to the point of Chef Creole, because he, like it says, delusion.
Yeah.
The delusion that you thought that you could ascend so high, or that like you've gotten to a point in your life where Trump somehow cares about you, is delusional. You're not that far off from Officer Tatum. Like, you're that level of delusional. And I had no clue who Officer Tatum was prior to like the last like maybe month or so.
Yeah.
But my God, like I've been doing research and realizing this how delusional he was.
Yeah.
He tried to explain Tulsa, Oklahoma as almost like a fisticuffs between white and black people that white people got the better advantage of. That's not what happened, bro. This is not a boxing match in which two parties agreed to get into a ring and fight over a world championship. That's not what happened.
Yeah, it's so funny. When you said that, bro, I was like, oh, I know who he's talking about. The same dude who interviewed the kids in the Norman Wells case.
Oh, my God, bro.
If you guys were trying to catch on to who that was, too.
Oh,
that's
bro.
the same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
They was willing to talk to him, too.
Horrible.
Change the perspective. Change
Delusion.
the perspective.
It's honest to God, bro.
Yeah.
A lie that's fed to people, and it makes them feel good. And those people probably don't have a lot of self-worth in their heart because they feel like they seek validation by kissing ass to people who don't care about them. And this, the last part of this for me, man, was the workers. As someone who grew up watching, a small family business grow and be a part of a community, and there's a sense of pride that comes with it. And I've seen people be able to come to our restaurant, get a job, save, buy a car, buy books for school, buy their kids what they need, ascend. Even when they leave, it's like they were able to use us as a stepping stone to get to their next point and venture in life. I think it's so beautiful. And people still come back, and it's like family. Yeah. It's like you look back, it's like, man, this we're doing something right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're doing something right where like people can come here, feel good working here, make enough money to get what they need done until they get to their next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has a next thing. We're not saying that like, the restaurant business is what's probably gonna, take care of you for your whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it can maybe help you pay your way through school.
Yeah.
It can maybe help you get the car you want.
Yeah.
It can maybe help, buy some Christmas gifts or some birthday gifts. Like we pay people and take care of people so that they can make a fair living and enjoy even just the smaller victories in life that make us feel good.
Yeah.
For you, sir, to try to rob your staff of that ability, to me as a business owner, is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so shameful that you would rely on these people and then as a business owner command them to behave a certain way so you can conduct business a certain way, and you won't pay them their fair wage. Is absolutely insidious. It's horrible. You probably should have been out of business a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And if we're being real, man, niggas and man, we ain't really fuck with Chef Creole in a minute, bro. All right? Like, we gonna be honest with you, bro. You done lost, you know what I'm saying? Like
credibility, buddy.
Like, you lost a lot of credibility. The food ain't really been hitting like that in a minute. And probably so you ain't paying a good chef. If you're in the you gotta find someone who's gonna make the grill fire.
Yeah.
The right pickles. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find someone who know what they doing in the kitchen and make them well compensated, because that's gonna be your lifeline to your business.
Yeah.
You gotta find a waitress who's got a good personality, makes people feel welcome when they walk in, knows how to serve people. But how are you building that culture when people probably leaving there, probably can't buy a Uber ride home or get their kids food for lunch for school. And now their protection is being stripped from them by the person you voted for.
Yeah.
If you talk about cutting your nose and spotting your face, that is this to a T. Like, to a T.
Facts.
I've never seen, and I hope this is a lesson for anybody out there.
Yeah.
For anybody out there. Your money is not going to change who you are.
No.
It's going to amplify it, make it worse. Don't think that you could ascend, quote unquote, out of what you are. You can't.
It's the delusion.
The delusion. What Jay-Z say? You was who you were when you got here.
Yeah.
All right? That's the problem. Y'all, maybe some of you niggas don't really know who you were when you got here.
Yeah.
All right? But we'll remind you. We'll give you and reality might give you a harsh reminder. So good for him, man. Going out of business. You didn't deserve it. You did not deserve it, man. You don't deserve to do that to people.
Well, look, I'll throw this right. Same advice that I was saying with Dr. Cheyenne, right? You don't agree with none of that stuff. But look, I hope that he takes this in stride, finds a way to get a business, an actual accredited business, do things right, learn the way to do it, get his status.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then actually pay workers the right way and build something in a community that actually helps the community.
Facts.
I hope for that, Chef Creole. I hope for that.
Yeah,
Am I asking for the impossible? Maybe. But, hey, listen, I'm hoping for the best, right?
Right.
Positive, right?
Right. Hey, listen.
Hey, listen, man. It is what it is. Everything is everything.
So everything is everything. So, with that being said, we have a little segment we want to get to, some comment reading, right? We got a lot of comments. So I think this is a little fun part. We reading the comments on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and TikTok. So you guys talk to us. We're going to talk to you back. We'll make you, a part of a show, so to speak. I'm going to start with some of the negative comments first. Because I like to lead with negativity sometimes.
Yeah.
Let me pull up this one comment. This is in response to what we were talking about, black women not being our biggest haters.
Yeah.
This is from that short video. So one comment said, "You can't worry about voting and other outside problems when you have a hater in your house or neighborhood. Stop pandering and tell the truth to our women." Brother. Brother, if you have a hater in your house, the one thing you want to be is outside of it.
Yeah.
You might as well go walk outside and vote. Do something productive with your life.
Yeah.
What you want to do? You want to not vote, deal with what we just detailed, and be in the house with a hater if you're correct, if that is your stance.
What did she do to you?
What did she do to you, dog? Most likely, niggas like that don't even got a sheet to say he did. He probably don't. It's probably a lot of women who just turn him down.
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I be seeing from those comments. My thing is, man, listen, bro. I said it in the comment. I can't testify to the house you've built.
Yeah.
I know that the house that we've built here at the EIE podcast, the foundation was indeed black women. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Facts.
They were the first to repost, share, and white women too. We got to shout out our white women, like the women in general, like the women in general have been very supportive, but especially the black women. Like that's right there.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all because guess what?
Love.
We represent, and this is not to other or to say like one is better than others. You know what I'm saying? Like like in life, I'm never going to say like this person or that person is better than it. We're all human beings, and we should be treated with love, dignity, and respect. You know, why we choose to highlight black women when we're black men, right? And there's nothing wrong with self-love first and affirming those women, and they have been probably the least affirmed of all women. They're not made the beauty standard, you know? Us in general aren't really made the beauty standard when it comes to, vain things like in Hollywood or whatever the case may be. So this is a platform to, love ourselves, pour into ourselves, and to, like Jigo says, remind us of who and what we are, right? Yeah. I would suggest, bro, if you feel like you have a hater in your house, right, find a source of hate And you know what solves hate? What cures hate? Love. Put some love in it. Might change.
Bro, listen, if he feels like there's a true hater in this house, it's because he hates himself. I'm gonna be honest with you. And not know anything like that. It's because you inflict what's on the outside because it's in the inside, right? Mm-hmm. And if she truly hates you, right, you feel that, right? And you mm-hmm. hate yourself, you got to figure out what's going on with you, right? Mm-hmm. Now, as far as black women being, in our households, where we feel like they're the biggest haters, there is situations, right? There are scarred people, and it could be man, female, and it don't matter who will make sure your life is a living hell because of things that you've done. Mm-hmm. But when it comes specifically as an overall group, there's no way in hell anybody can tell me black women are not the most supportive. And even if they're in the household and you feel like she's not, then go the opposite way. Mm-hmm. But you cannot. But see, maybe remember Carlos Miller. This is what Carlos Miller said, right? He said usually guys make it seem they'd be like, oh, I went through this experience with one black woman, right? So it's just that one black woman. And girls go, oh, all black guys are like this after going through their one experience, right? But in this situation, in this comment,
and that's what he brought up.
It's the opposite, right?
That's all I'm saying.
It's the opposite. He's putting one experience on all black women.
And that's exactly why I said that's like that episode. I said he's talking about both sides of his neck. It don't work that way. No. And that is why we try to undo. Like I said, it's self-hate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like we don't allow ourselves to be judged on an individual basis. Like no matter what we do as black people, it's always a reflective of every black person. Yeah. If something happens in the news, was it about the black? Was it Spanish? Was it about the? It's like you know what I'm saying? It's that for us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we understand the dangers when we step outside of here. How we could be typecasted just based off our skin tone.
Facts.
Just based off how we wear our hair. How we dress, everything in between, right? So that's it, bro. Like I said, address the hate in your house, bro. Address the hate in your heart. I hope it's not in your heart. It might be in your blood. Yeah, right? So we're gonna go to another comment here, right? This one's a little bit more positive, but a little spicy. A little spicy. One comment reads, people aren't punching down on her. People are sick of her lies. The strides made in mental health by real mental health professionals are being undone by people like her. Mental health, just like the physical health, requires real accredited training and board certified accountability. In order to be truly helpful, clients need to trust the therapist. She's proven that she lacks integrity. She's awful. That is in response to our other short talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And I agree with what she said because far too many times we don't look at the people who are potential victims in these circumstances and treating mental health with the same severity that we treat regular everyday health, but when it comes to the physical body, whether it be asthma, a common cold, cancer, whatever you want to say, we don't have that same validity and that same what's the word I'm looking for? Determination to solve and cure some of these illnesses. So that was a very interesting comment, and I was like, that was my sentiment from the last podcast.
Yeah, you said that too in the podcast too. Actually, if you guys please go watch the whole episode. Actually, he was saying kind of the same sentiments and what he was saying, and we both agreed too that is the standard that is held by. With that comment, I totally agree. My thing about it is, I have this opposing thought, Steph. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree. I agree with the system and how the system. I understand how the system is built. If you go into the video last time, because I'm not going to go through this whole spiel again.
Right.
The construct of how things are done never been in our favor. Right. So I don't agree with Dr. Cheyenne. Right. But I do agree with understanding what works for us and figuring it out. I don't think she's doing it in the best of her abilities or whatever the case is. But sometimes we have to understand. The system itself constructed things for us to, like, for instance, we'd be like, oh, we need more black doctors, right? I agree. We need more black doctors to get paid. but they're still going to push the same drug that the system wants them to push, right? So at what point are we making change with having the black there, right? What are we implementing in those type of spaces? You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a black face, should we still trust it when the system still ran through it, right? A lot of those conversations come, right? Dr. Cheyenne, I don't know what she's trying to do over there, but
Griff.
I do figure that us as people need to start figuring out ways to depend on ourselves in certain aspects, not health or anything like that. We have those things for it, but in certain aspects we can't. When people actually come up with great ideas like that can benefit us, or not Dr. Cheyenne, but anybody comes up with a great idea, we don't look at it like a Dr. Cheyenne. We actually take some heat to it and actually learn from it and try to get better.
Right. I got another comment. All right, so this one says, the men saying black women are their biggest haters may be men avoiding accountability. It is easier to call it hate than to look at themselves and see if there was something they really did wrong. That is another point I think we were talking about from that last episode about some people don't really take criticism well, right? And we come from sports backgrounds. We've played organized sports, and we've seen coaches be really hard on somebody, and the player look at them like, yo, the coach is a hater. He's always on my, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen that in real life, and that's in the sports aspect, but in relationship aspect or men dealing with women on a relationship side, it comes off as that too. Sometimes we don't always have the self-awareness to understand how our actions affect someone else, and when it's brought to the table, we react as if they're hating on us.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you dudes out here, right? You guys always want to question, women and all that stuff like that. You try dealing with having a baby in you and having a whole another human and dealing with the emotion of that, having to feed that. You want one thing 1 minute, you want the next thing in another minute. You having to go in and out of emotions. Then you have your cycle every month, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you go in and out of that every month, right? So your emotions change because it's making sure that you can have a baby, right? So making sure that so certain things change in your body at that point, right? So you go through that, they may have a baby, that changes, and then when they have that baby, it's called postpartum. Man. They may go through a whole period where they don't even feel like who they were before, right? They got to go through all that, right? Take into account, I'm a man, right? I just pee. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just, I pee or I come. It's out of the two, right? My body doesn't go through changes based off of that, right? Now, with that being said,
We get hair loss.
We get hair loss, right? We might get hair loss, right?
We might get hair loss. We might.
Yo, boy, at a point, we have to look at this and see how, there's a clear difference, right? Emotionally, they're more emotional beings, right? I understand that. Their emotions might be more high and might be low than us. You get what I'm saying? Duh. Because they're dealing with more things, right? We have to be more understanding. Stop judging. Stop putting them below. Stop making them look crazy. Stop putting them, they're a hater. Blah, blah, like, what are you talking about, bro? They dealing with like 10 things else.
Exactly.
The lack of understanding of women right now is ridiculous. And I'm so sick of it, bro. I'm so sick of the disrespect of women. It's getting crazy out here. Watch the women, hide the women, hide the baby women.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's getting insane.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting insane. And bro, that brings me. Thank you guys for tuning into our comment segment. That was fun. That was fun. I like that. I like that. I want to bring that segment on a consistent basis, but we can only do that if you guys talk to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We talk about
Come and talk to me. I really want to.
we won't let him sing that to you guys.
I won't sing too much.
And I won't sing either because I can't either. We won't do anything.
I'm sorry. I listened to Jodeci on the way here. I lied. I was just listening to the Nipsey album.
I know you was in the wind.
Hey, so, you remember the episode we talked about taboo topics, right?
Yeah.
There was a taboo topic to come up. But before we get to it, I want to preface it because we were talking about, understanding women, and you did a great point about bringing up women's bodies, right?
Yeah.
I just want to play you guys a little educational video real quick.
Something that may or may not surprise you, most female body parts were named by men, and more often than not in ways that have made women feel insecure about their genitalia to this day. For example, the anatomical term for vulva is pudendum, coming from the Latin term pudere, which means to be ashamed. Male anatomists literally looked at the most intimate part of a female body and decided to call it the shameful thing. This wasn't a one-off situation either. For centuries, medicine was almost entirely male-dominated. Women were systematically excluded from getting a medical education. So when it came time to officially name human anatomy, men held the pen. Not like that. The result, a review of 700 body parts named after people, found that 424 were named after male physicians. And here's where it gets personal. Nearly 50% of women today believe that their genitals are abnormal in some way. When the very language we use to describe women's bodies was created by people who called them shameful or slapped their own names on them, is it really surprising that body insecurity became so widespread? And the examples are everywhere. Fallopian tubes, named after Gabriele Falloppio, an Italian anatomist from the 1500s. The G-spot gets its name from this guy, Ernst Grafenberg, a German physician who invented the first IUD. Skene's glands, which produce female ejaculate, is named after this man, Alexander Skene. Yeah, female ejaculate, ladies. There's the pouch.
I think that's a good place to stop right there.
Yo.
That's isn't that mind-blowing?
Yo, bro.
Is that crazy. Doesn't that, man, if that can't put some type of empathy into your brains, just to understand what women have been dealing with. I learned something the other day, maybe not the other day, it was probably a little while back. I think women couldn't even have bank accounts to like the 70s. Women were legally allowed to have their own bank accounts. Hold on.
You don't understand. Bro, what have I been doing my whole life? Bro, they named everything after men.
1974, and they named everything from a woman. It was a man. It was like, so it's like you sitting here.
So the Punani's true identity is a man?
Oh no! The G-spot is named after a man. It's like, hey, listen.
The G-spot is named after this whole time. I'm not even gonna go there, Steph.
New Yorker said, "Hey yo,
pause the whole time, bro." I was like, pause. Him too, pause.
Dame Dash, pause.
No, this is ridiculous. Yo, I wonder what Dame Jazz called. If Dame Jazz heard this, I never called it that. I called it something else. I would never call it.
Ladies, please, we need some some female autonomous to rename the female anatomy and give them the proper names by women for women.
Oh, that's the woman FUBU right there, right?
Woman FUBU.
Yeah.
Right? For the ladies. I'm not helping myself with the whole feminist accusations. I'm
You're not at all, bloody.
I'm a liberal feminist, never baby.
Okay. Nah, but yo, bro, it's some things that's not even. It's just some things that don't make sense, bro. Like at a point, like y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up, bro. Like this, I feel like people overcompensate for being like over masculine, and it's really showing that like you're not really masculine. It's something else because the way that these dudes be coming at, bro. Like think about it, bro. Like it's like they come out of it. As soon as they come out of it, they're like, can't believe you. Like you hate where you come from. Like. Do you hate where you come from?
Nope.
I love New York. You get what I'm saying? Just to push it from a.
What
you talking about
that? And since we all came from a woman,
got a name from a woman. You know what I mean?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Listen, man, y'all, man, we be doing the science today. We on point. Hey,
it's
listen.
Crazy.
That kind of leads us into our taboo topic because there's some I don't really quite know how it started. But even Mark Lamont Hill addressed it on Joe Budden's podcast about the WNBA and potentially some trans women wanting to be in the league. And this is a sticky subject that we're going to handle gently here. But my thing is, right, I believe in protecting women's spaces, right, and allowing women to dictate and understand like what womanhood is, and it not be from outside sources. Because we just learned in a history lesson, they didn't even get a chance to pick their own names. So I was like, wait, So who named breast? Like, is breast named after a dude too?
Right,
You know,
Brester.
Brester, the German philosopher. It's like, yo, did Brester even touch breasts? Like,
God, none. He just admired them from a distance.
I'm sitting here watching this video. I'm like, dawg, that's sick.
Yeah, that's sick, buddy.
That's sick. And I truly believe in there being like only spaces. Like, I believe, like, you know, if there's a Jewish only space, like, you know, that it's just for them to conjugate and do what they got to do within their community. Black spaces, Latino spaces.
Only,
you know,
OnlyFans.
Hey,
bro, you set it up.
I did.
You threw the pitch.
I did. My bad. I should have seen it coming. But in all
Only spaces.
but in all seriousness, you know, and we were just talking about, you know, defining lines, you know, giving clear guidelines to things. To Mark Lamont's point that he even tweeted, actually, I'll bring up the tweet from Dr. Mark Lamont Hill in just a second here, because he was replying to a fan who misquoted him. Damn, this nigga tweet a lot. Okay, I found it. All right. So Dr. Mark Lamont Hill said, I said no trans woman is currently trying to play in the WNBA. Jilly's T-Tart is not. All she did was respond a direct message sent to her by Outkick magazine. I followed up on that message with her directly before the show. She reiterated to me personally that she was not trying to play in the WNBA. No part of her story contradicts what I said. Other people are asking if she can play. She's not. My research does not begin and end with hasty Google searches on AI queries, which I get what he's saying, because his point with this conversation was he almost felt like it was a bit of like a red herring, where it's like it's not something that's actually like happening or there's like an actual demand for it, but it's kind of like a story to bring up some like political jargon so that we're not having the conversation honestly, right? And I believe part of that honest conversation is about how do we support women in protecting womanhood in women-only spaces. If I'm not mistaken, even just this year, there's a first professional women's softball league.
Yeah, I mean, in perspective, like, you know, like you said, it's a light topic, but I do think I guess because now we've seen like even like Enes Kanter and Joyce White, they say they're declaring for the WNBA draft, and you know, from comments and things I've seen, it looks like they're more doing it in spite of that type of because they're are willing to let transgenders play, which I guess they're trying to combat it. If they can play, then we can play. And I guess I don't know if that's like their protective measure to protect women so that they can just put a stop to it. It's just an interesting story, interesting to learn about and interesting to see what happens next from it. I do see a lot of things that is transpiring where they're trying to figure out how to protect those spaces, like you said, and you just see different elements come out from different spaces. So it's an interesting story. It's interesting to see what comes out of it. And I mean, my hope of it is that, you know, at the end of it, they just because I know that the WNBA said they have to revise what it means to be a woman.
And that's what I was gonna say. And that is why I brought up that video. And that video I meant to play on the last pod. I remember I made mention of it, but I didn't actually play it. And I'm actually kind of glad I didn't, because I feel like it served a greater purpose here. Where, think about that. Women did not have autonomy over themselves.
Yeah.
They were dictated by men. Even just simple things, but naming their genitalia. Yeah. You know? Allowing them autonomy and not allowing people to restructure what it is for womanhood, because I think to be a woman is a different type of strength that is so complicated that most men don't really comprehend it. Yeah. You know, like you brought up childbirth and everything that comes with it. Like, there was a time where childbirth was like a life or death situation. Yeah. You know, and nowadays, you know, you even have women who have to get a C-section and their bodies change forever. It's a lot that goes. We talk about men losing hair, but can you imagine like being cut open, you're being sewn back together, and implications that could have on a woman, not just physically but mentally, and your self-confidence and your body, and like affirming yourself, all those things that go into it. So like to your point, it's just us asking, like, how do we, allow women to protect their womanhood?
Just let the women decide on what they want to define as being a woman.
Mm-hmm.
If in the WNBA, if they have to come to a conclusion, just get all the women in the room and let them define what a woman is, so they can protect their sport. Simple as that. I don't think there needs to be any confusion on whatever.
Same.
Just let the women decide.
Let them decide.
See what they come up with.
Let them vote and let them have their word.
Let the voice be heard. Yep.
Here at the Feminist Podcast of EIE.
Hey, yo, bro, but it's it's real though. Like, for instance, that's their sport, right? Like, imagine if it was an NBA, right? And then you're like
redefining what a man is.
Redefining what a man is. Like, just let them define it. They are the men, right? Just go to the source. I don't think you're being feminist there.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm being feminist there. I just think it's logic.
Right. And I don't take any slight when being called a feminist. Thank you. I'll be that. I'll wear the badge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, I do. Because you over masculine, puppies that think that you have to define your masculinity by calling somebody else feminine or trying to make it seem like you have to. Bro, you have no understanding what it means to be a masculine. Masculine is also being in touch with feminine is, right? And understanding the difference and being able to smooth past that divide there. You get what I'm saying? It's not rah, 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 rah. Like, yo, you bugging.
Take a deep breath.
You know what I'm saying? It's take a deep breath. You can be smooth. You get what I'm saying? You can understand a woman. You ain't got to, you ain't got to do that one time, bro.
Listen,
you can be smooth, my
turn
guy.
off NBA, young boy, for just a second.
You can be smooth sometimes. You ain't got to
chill out. You got to relax.
I'm just letting y'all know. Uncle Jiggy. You know
what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why, like, the ladies' men were always more like the what was the guy's name? Like the Stefan versus the Steve from Family Matters, or like like the Rico Suaves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that suave, this smooth.
Smooth.
Be chill, man. Be easy. Yo. So last week, saw a few movies. I thought maybe I should try my little movie review here on the podcast, bro.
Okay.
Have you seen either the Odyssey or the new Spider-Man movie, bro?
I've seen the Spider-Man movie, bro.
Great. Okay, so we're going to be with the others. The Odyssey, I don't have a deep review on.
Okay.
Right? But I will say, man, Tom Holland, I think he was like, Tom Holland was the box office for like 3 weeks straight. The Odyssey, big box office. Spider-Man, even bigger box office. I think it was like, it almost did $1 billion, bro. It was like 900 million in the box office, something stupid like that. Absolutely insane. So shout out to you, Tom Holland, man. An amazing actor. Let me just say, as someone who has had to read the Odyssey, and I actually have the Odyssey book still in my room, right? Great movie. I love that they simplified the language, because when I first had to read the Odyssey in the 10th grade, I'm not gonna lie, the language threw me for a loop. It was hard for me to understand that old English, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talking in riddles type of thing. I read it again in college and watched, I think that iteration of the movie was maybe from the 90s. I'll have to go back and look. And I appreciated it. And then seeing this new iteration of it with, all the new technology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Still told a story great. Still kept the theme of the story of, the greatest adventure and overcoming trials and having to make hard decisions, and the cast, even seeing like Travis Scott being in the movie, albeit he had like 3 lines, right? I thought every actor in there did a phenomenal job. I'm forgetting his name, who played Punisher. He was also in the Odyssey. So it was like,
he was?
Yeah.
Oh, they getting money.
They getting jiggy. Yeah, they getting. Oh, I said getting jiggy. They getting that money on.
Yeah, they getting that money on.
Yeah,
that's good.
So it was a very fun watch. I got to watch that, then go see Spider-Man. Now the Spider-Man deep dive. This is where the real movie critique begins. Because the Odyssey was great, although I wish they made the Cyclops just a little bit more intimidating. In the Odyssey, that's my only critique. Made the Cyclops a little bit more intimidating, but great movie.
He wasn't friendly. He did become friends with Odyssey. I mean, eventually at a point.
Yeah,
so,
towards the end,
so
you know, he got together, got his wifey back, got his son back. You know what I'm saying? Son held it down, wifey held it down. But let's get to the Spider-Man reviews one, because I don't know if you've seen a lot of online chatter, bro.
Okay.
There's always been this debate between Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire, and who's the quote-unquote real Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people with this new movie coming out and saying, Tom Holland is officially the only Spider-Man, and he is the real Spider-Man. And I said, first, what was your thoughts on the movies, bro? Let me hear you, because I might.
Yeah, so first things first, I thought this movie, like, at a scale of 1 to 10, I give it an 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love Marvel, by the way, and I love how each story, you know, compounds to the next or whatever the case is. Now, this one specifically, right? He didn't have his suit like that Iron Man gave him. So now we got to see his true form, right? And then we also got to see him actually have like the web come actually out of his arm, like the old Tony Maguire, right?
Yeah.
So you start seeing some similarities in this movie with the Tony Maguire, right? And then, I mean, that's where you can really tell a difference in their character, right? Because one relied more on the pure strength and the other one relied more on technology, right? And it was interesting for me in this movie, because now I'm like, okay, he's building those powers, but then also he has more of the stage set for him to actually achieve more than actually Tobey Maguire does, right? Now, he has his friend Ned, and he also has, and MJ is the actual resource this time. Like, MJ is the actual resource. She was always just somebody getting him in trouble. She's the actual resource this time, right? Now, through this whole thing, Ned, you know, just similar, you know, I'm not gonna ruin the movie for y'all. Y'all go watch it if you haven't already. But the end, it was a signal. And that's the question I think the Tobey Maguire comes into play. When Ned got that signal from outer space, is that Tom Holland, right? Did they automatically take him from here to here? Or is that Tobey Maguire being transported from his universe to go help with Doomsday? That's the biggest question here. Now, I love this movie, but I love more of the questions, and I love more of the what's next. And I know y'all know Doomsday is next. So who is there in space with Doomsday? So, you know, that's you know what I mean? That was my thing about it. Yeah.
Let me say, spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil some things. Spoiler alert, because I got to say this, bro. I got to say this. As a kid who went to see all 3 of those Spider-Man movies from the 2000s, I was in the 5th grade. I remember, we was talking about that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's
what?
true. Yeah.
In 2002?
Yeah.
When I was a jit, that was the movie. And I remember thinking to myself, because I'm like, I've watched all the Spider-Mans, and this is the first time I directly compared them. And it's so different because my dad's favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
Yeah, my uncle's
growing up, well, tight, real, recognize real. Yeah. So growing up, my favorite hero was Spider-Man. And as a 90s baby, if you watch Saturday cartoons, you know that the X-Men in the 90s and the Spider-Man animated series in the 90s was golden, and Peter Parker was introduced to us as an adult. The Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man was Peter graduating high school, going into adulthood, but even before he graduated, his life, it's grittier.
Yeah.
It's harsher. His mistakes led to real life and death consequences. Him having to learn in the hardest way, great power requires great responsibility. When he could have stopped that guy from going in the elevator and you know, saving the money because he was ripped off by the dude at the illegal fighting ring.
Yeah.
Led to his uncle passing away.
Yeah.
And he had to deal with that hurt in real time. Spider-Man has a best friend in this version for the Tom Holland version.
Yeah.
Peter in the Tobey Maguire version didn't really have a best friend. Like, Harry was a friend.
Frenemy.
But a frenemy.
Yeah.
It was very clearly set up like, oh, your enemy's going to be kept close because he's your friend. And by movie 3, we've seen what that led to, his friend dying.
Yeah.
But even just comparing to the first one with the Green Goblin, that's another thing. Villains. But I'm not going to get too far off track. Real life consequences.
Yeah.
Peter not really having a real friend, someone to have solace with. His friend dating the love of his life, you know, in Mary and Jane during that version.
Mm-hmm.
His friend's dad being the Green Goblin. Everybody knows how iconic the Green Goblin is to Spider-Man. That's Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Green Goblin.
Facts.
And in the first movie, Green Goblin was on pure smoke.
Yeah.
Pure smoke. And bro, the psychological games he would play with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Kidnapping MJ.
Yeah.
Getting the kids and telling them pick one. You're either gonna save the love of your life or you're gonna save these kids from dropping off this bridge.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I know who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me go blow up your house real quick. Say Aunt May. Aunt May's saying like the Lord's Prayer, and he blows it up. He looking like the devil coming out the fire saying, finish the prayer. I'm like, oh my God. He's saying your God can't save you.
Yep.
He was on complete demon time. Literally.
He was. Facts.
Literally.
Yeah.
Pushing Peter Parker. This is his first villain. Peter Parker ain't have his powers for the 5 weeks. This is like the first 3 days.
But see, I mean, but think about it though, like, we've never really seen how powerful Tom Holland is until he got into Avengers.
We didn't, but we did. But he had that suit. Peter Parker.
That suit, yeah.
Peter Parker
we still haven't. Yeah,
Peter Parker sold that thing up himself.
Yeah.
No technology.
That's a fact. That's
you know what?
That's a fact.
I gotta play it.
And remember that train scene, right?
The train scene.
It's really exhibiting how powerful he is. I
gotta play this, bro, because this is gonna define what the version of Peter Parker we talking about.
I ate noodles with no packet. Cereal with the canned
milk. Yeah.
The powder milk. No milk.
None.
Waffles, no syrup.
Jelly.
Jelly.
That is what the Tobey Maguire. So when he fighting Green Goblin in the abandoned house, and Green Goblin throws a grenade and blows off half his face, and the mask come ripping off, face bloodied up.
Yeah.
Bro, what? What? This is the first villain?
Yeah.
This is the first villain? Beating the dog breaks off Spider-Man.
Facts.
Talking cash shit to him. And then he triggers his spidey sense for the first time, backflips over and Green Goblin impales himself with his own flying device.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. He killed himself. Yep.
Dog. Hey, dog. This is different. I be feeling like it's levels. You know what I'm saying? It's just levels to the super. Now, here's the thing, though, right? Green Goblin was such an iconic thing. They had to find a way to bring him back into Tom Holland's verse. Yeah. And it wasn't until he came back that he was actually pushed. Because prior to that, he had no real villain of his own. He's the one who killed Aunt May.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
And then in this,
he's the reason why.
And then, you know, Spider-Man, the last couple Spider-Man movies does this thing where it's like, you think you know the main villain, but that's not really the main villain. It's really this person over here. That's true. Although I absolutely love this, let me tell you, as a fan of Stranger Things, let me just give a shout out, because I'm bad with actors' names.
I know who Spider-Man's real villain gonna be. You're gonna see it eventually, bro. You're gonna eventually see Ned be his eventual villain.
I want to shout out to Sadie Sink.
Who's that?
Jean
Grey.
Yeah. She's playing Jean Grey. She was a cast of the. You never watched Stranger Things?
No, not really.
Okay, all right, I get it. She was one of the star kids from Stranger Things. I mean, honestly, she's gonna be the biggest star out the cast, because Marvel, you got Jean Grey for like the next 10 years basically. She's only 24 years old, right? And if you know anything about Jean Grey, the most powerful sidekick, the Phoenix, introducing the X-Men, Marvel, she gonna be getting that money on. Yeah. All right, I want to see how they bring in Cyclops. How that's gonna go.
He's a big one too. You know, Cyclops. What? They never introduced his story right. Never.
Right. So, you know, for Jean Grey to be this villain that is actually not the villain for this one, And Spider-Man, you know, making a friend of her at the end and, you know, helping her understand her powers and who she is, and great power comes great responsibility and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's two totally different things. Like, he has not even been pushed. I don't think he's been pushed to the brink mentally the way Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has been. Like, he got put through the ringer, and for that, I feel like it's just impossible for me to really say, like, Tom Holland's version is the Spider-Man, because the Spider-Man that we grew up on had to fight like them ones. Like, Peter Parker's life was not easy. It was one of contradiction and having to weigh protecting his identity and his loved ones from each other. And damn near half the world know who Peter Parker is, bro. The whole school knew he's so bro, it's such a warm and friendly Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
This is like guys, you know what this is like? This debate right here is like the Jordan versus LeBron debate.
Mm-hmm.
Where Tobey Maguire is the Jordan and Tom Holland is the LeBron. And we look at Tom Holland a little different because of all of help he had. All the extra stuff he had.
Good, yeah.
But we know, we like, man, but we know he's powerful. We know he's has the best storyline, and all the extra stuff. But certain cases. But it's like the Jordan and LeBron thing. But remember this, bro. At the end of the day, Tom Holland still has another side of him that we've seen in this movie. That's the indicating part. He has that other side of him that if he controls that, we still don't know how powerful he can be.
I think he's going to be pretty powerful. And I want to say, all in all, an absolute fantastic movie. Yeah. A fun movie. Yeah. I mean, it goes by fast. The acting's great. The jokes are great. I love the back and forth between Spider-Man and the Punisher. I loved how they introduced Jean Grey, and I was like, man, Hollywood, when they looked at Stranger Things, I don't know when the plan was, because, Sony had Spider-Man and X-Men rights for the longest time. So I don't know when Marvel was planning to roll out the X-Men part of this, and introducing Jean Grey in this facet was genius. I think it was dope, and, I loved it, but man, what a perfect redhead. You talk about being typecasted. They got the perfect redhead. They looked at Stranger Things like, oh, snap. Yo, bro. Look, hey, by the time that series wrap up right there, hey, come over here, shawty. We got a job for you. You're going to play Jean Grey.
I don't know how you never asked this, bro. In New York City at this time period, right? Mm-hmm. They brought the Punisher in. We lucky he didn't die.
Right.
Number one. Number two,
God. Right.
We acting like they didn't just do a whole Daredevil series. Like, where was Daredevil at in New York at this time when Spider-Man was going through this? You know what I'm saying?
He blind. He said, I can't see it.
You know what I mean? Like, they took away. Where was he at, bro? The whole time I'm like this. They got to bring Daredevil in to help at least somebody.
And he made a cameo in one of the Spider-Man movies. Remember?
He was the lawyer to help him out.
Yes.
Where is it? You don't realize their story blends. And I was like, they're in New York at the same. Where is Daredevil at? He came back after the 5 years. Where is Daredevil at? Why are they using the Punisher? Bro. The Punisher's gonna die. Take him back to that boat, the little area.
Bro. When the Hulk came,
Sony did a good job, right?
Oh my God.
Thank God Sony has the Hulk now, bro. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. When the Hulk came, my goodness gracious.
Thank you, Sony.
Punisher was like, nah, I'm gonna go find a sidekick. I'd rather deal with that. Because the Hulk. But you know what? The last quick comparison. This is why I feel like Marvel movies are so much better than the DC movies. Is because, truth be told, with DC Comics, it's only two characters people care about. Yeah. Batman, Superman. And Wonder Woman is like a third. We care about Wonder Woman. And I don't know what they did with the Wonder Woman movies, but they dropped the ball on that. They dropped the ball on a lot of things.
The Joker's higher than Wonder Woman.
That's a fact. The Joker's higher than Wonder Woman. A villain. But with Marvel, it's the X-Men, and then with the X-Men, it's Wolverine, and then you have Hulk, and then you have Peter Parker in Spider-Man. You have Captain America. You have just so much superheroes to draw from.
You so right about that. Look,
like
X-Men.
You got so much stars, like characters that people really care about seeing. You know what I'm saying? Iron Man. Like, you have iconic figures in Marvel.
Iron Man wasn't even like that before. You know that, right?
No.
Iron Man when they started making the movies, he became more iconic there.
That's a fact. And they made him relevant.
Yeah.
And even though he was always cool, because it was like, people looked at him like, and I feel like everybody might have had an Iron Man toy back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, they just got better characters, more to build, and like I said, all these linking pieces, like Daredevil. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gonna get deep, man. I think this to wrap up the pod, we want to give some shout out to our boy Russ.
Yeah, man, Russell Westbrook, triple double Brody. You know, shout out to you, bro. Great
Shout out to
career.
Russ.
You know, took
Amazing
all the extra stuff people saying about him. I'm not even gonna say because this is about congratulating, giving this man his flowers. But shout out to you, Russell Westbrook. Gave us great basketball memories in the gym, trying to just jump off two, dunking on people.
Right.
You know, going full head, going down, you know, sprinting, trying to dunk on people. So you gave us that inspiration. Thank you, Brody. What they said, best rebounding point guard.
Best rebounding point guard, all-time triple-double leader.
Yeah, and then another thing too, he was the only I guess point guard to lead the league in like assists and rebounding. I mean, assists and points. You get what I'm saying? And he
Two-time scoring champion.
Two-time scoring, and he leaves the league right with the most points as a point guard. So shout out to you, bro.
And I want to shout out, you know, even on the fashion side, so many great runways. His brand, I absolutely love his brand, Honor the Gift. I think Russ is really going to be a successful businessman. I think that brand is strong. Let me tell you, one of my great experiences last year was going to London and seeing like how different the malls are there, because you have like street apparel in the mall.
Yeah.
So like even just going to a section that says Honor the Gift, and I copped a few pieces out of there, and I was like, man, this is fire. Like this, like back home, I don't know where I can walk in the store and get this. I got to order this online.
Using the Piccadilly? Using the Piccadilly?
No, this was like an actual mall. I don't even know which mall it was in London. Like I can't remember the name, but it was fire, bro. Like, bro, we gotta take a trip out to London. We gotta take a trip out to London. Bring the podcast there. Show you some of the fam. Shout out to my cousin Juice. He's the original podcaster of the family, bro. Man, Hard Food Podcast. Man, I want y'all to bring it back. Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, Russ, his impact on and off the court with his philanthropy. The way he represents the black community, the way he gives back to the community, is amazing, man. Like I can't say enough about Russ and how he's carried himself, how he's overcome all the controversy, all the naysayers. You know, you're talking about a player who wasn't some 5-star McDonald's All-American, but you know, found a way to make it to UCLA and completely redefined the point guard position. Him and Derrick Rose are the two most athletic point guards we've ever seen in the NBA, and we thank you for all the amazing highlights, all the memories. It made me feel sad because I felt like a bit of like my, not childhood, but like early adulthood, like that 18 to like, 20-something, like that chapter's closed. I'm like, dang, 2016 was a long time ago. 2015 was a long time ago. You know what I mean? And I can't thank Westbrook enough, and we look forward to seeing what else you do in life and all the great things you do, man. Shout out to you, Westbrook. Anything else you got for him, bro?
Hey, man, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah,
like, just leave some more comments, man. We love to interact with you guys. We love all the way you guys feel about things, and just come on, bring it here so we can talk, have these conversations, because that's what it's really about.
That's really what it's about, man. This is a fun episode. I enjoyed recording this. This was one of them ones, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it too, and we're gonna catch you on the next one. So take care. Until then, like we say, make sure y'all subscribe too. Don't watch the videos and not subscribe.
Yeah.
Holla at us, man. All right, we'll catch you next time.
Spank that,
Peace.
spank that button.